Hey everybody, welcome to Loda Gaming presents Greed, a cheap shot review. As you can see, it's with Tomalek and Mordred. Here we're going to be giving you budget reviews on games mostly coming from the Steam library. Greed is a $4.99 game on Steam. It is a action RPG, which, I can kinda see it. It's in the Diablo vein of action RPGs, where it's an isometric top-downish view, where you run around and you blow stuff up. It's set in a futuristic setting, which most action RPGs are set in the fantasy, so it gives it a unique, different sort of flair. Let's see, we got some footage here for you from my perspective here, playing the Plasma, which is the long-range gunner of the three classes you can choose from. Tomalek here is playing the Pyro, which is a short-range AoE class. And what we don't have represented is the Soldier class, which is a mid-range chain-gunning, just kind of spray-and-pray sort of character.
Very much the Soldier looks to be a mix of the two classes, whereas you've got that nice long-range precision, and me as the Pyro, it's just short, fiery bursts everywhere, just blah, fire. The Soldier, when I playtested it, was very much hold down shift, spray an area, and keep going. It had that precision shot, but a little more AoE. It wasn't just like almost like yours is a sniper rifle bullet. That's more like a machine gun.
Yeah, because as you can see on the footage here, the flamethrower is just really not going very far, but it's AoEing the crap out of these zombies, which, yes, space zombies, they have guns, they have chainsaws. It's awesome.
Oh my god. Always wanted zombies with guns. Yes.
It violates most of the rules of zombie physics, but hey, it's awesome enough, I'll forgive it. And as you were seeing earlier, I was just shooting like the whole length of the screen. I'm not entirely sure that there is a range limit on the Plasma, which, why would you name a class the Plasma? Pyro guy, okay, the Soldier, yeah, sure. The Plasma.
Right.
Why not call it Sniper? Why not call it Ranged Utility Head Capper, or something a little more interesting than the Plasma.
You got
anyway,
me. I didn't write it.
What you gonna do? But yeah, so each of the classes have skill trees that you get from leveling up. You get talent points that you put into the skill trees when leveling up. It has a persistent leveling system. You can take your character in and out of multiplayer and single-player games, and the trees were big, and they just kind of felt like they were there. It didn't really feel like, I mean, maybe I was just the early level abilities because we didn't play too far into this, but mostly it seems like you just want to stand there and shoot stuff, and oh yeah, by the way, here's a cool little debuff you can put on guys or something like that. At least that's what the Plasma was doing.
Me playing as a Pyro, it was really much the same. I got the Flame Wave ability early on. That was kind of cool, but it felt very reminiscent to Diablo 2's skill tree, but without a lot of the fun stuff. It just felt like, oh, more damage, more accurate shots. Okay, I didn't see the flair, you made it here. Here's some awesome shit to throw at the enemies. That's what I loved about Diablo. That's what I loved about Titan Quest and so many other action RPGs, is that when you got that skill point, you felt it. Something happened. In this game, I didn't feel it.
Yeah, and that's my same complaint with a lot of action RPGs. It's especially with like Torchlight, which is probably my favorite action RPG.
Yeah.
You get these points and they just don't really do anything.
Right. And I think a lot of games struggle with that. Even, World of Warcraft and Tor and a lot of the MMOs out there are struggling with the exact same thing.
Yeah.
How do I make skill points exciting? I think that's a conundrum they're going to be working on for many years. I think WoW actually has the right idea, and that you'll see it copied in many other games for years to come.
But what bothered me even worse, and on a semi-related subject, is the fact that the gearing that we saw was kind of the same thing. It's like, okay, it's a numerical upgrade on, the term you used was stat stick.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It doesn't even change the color of your blast. It doesn't change the range. It doesn't change how they operate. It just doesn't do anything.
Right.
And there's so much you can do with sci-fi based guns that, you really need to just do something with that. At least change the colors.
Yeah. Even change the color of the fire for me, or the plasma for you. Okay. Maybe an extra shot over here, or some distinguishing thing.
Yeah.
I love dungeon crawlers, dungeon grinding, finding new loot. I loved these games as a kid, and I do now. But this is boring loot, and it's still probably better than a lot of budget games out there. I guess I was expecting more, but for it being the price of a footlong, it's not too bad. This. I mean, you can't look at this from a AAA standpoint. It isn't Diablo 3.
Right.
So I think from that standpoint, at least they got the itemization right. And it's not weird stuff like plasma can do more fire damage now, and weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still very blah, very, oh look, I got gear, okay.
Yeah, and there aren't even that many gear slots. There's the weapon, headpiece, chest piece, and then you can get things with mods, or mod slots. Mm-hmm. And you pick up mods as you go, and they add X, Y, or Z. Again, just numeric advantages. It does 10% more damage within 5 meters and stuff like that. And it's just kind of blah. It's not really exciting, but it's not the same as if you just didn't have any stats or any interchangeable equipment at all. So I give them that.
Yeah, that's one thing that really irked me about other games like the Dragon Age 2. None of my companions being able to equip anything but the basics and have a special weapon. The hell? No. I love customization in games.
That's why you play these kind of games instead of just action games, is because you want the interactive loot, you want the customization, you want the statistics. And otherwise I'm gonna just play a dual stick shooter, which is a little bit more user-friendly from that point.
Yeah, I definitely really disagree with you at this point. It's hard to argue for this game other than pointing out its original price point.
Yeah, that being the overall saving grace of this is really that the game's, it looks pretty good. It has a very it has more cyberpunk feel than a sci-fi feel.
I didn't mind that though.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I want to know where the shadowpunk or the cyberpunk genre went.
Yeah, it just kind of vanished one day.
Yep. God may Shadowrun return to us.
Yes, soon.
But the visuals were good. They weren't anything spectacular, but they were really pretty good for a $5 budget game. And the sound was good. It does its job, and
I gotta say, to be honest, I noticed that this game was developed using the XNA studio, and I think the graphics are really good for a $5 game. I've seen some trash I've seen some trash in the $20 games.
That's
this
true too.
game in the graphics department deserves more than $5. Definitely. They did a good job with that. And, I mean, just look at the fire animation alone. It looks like fire. It doesn't look like the cheesy PlayStation blocky, nasty crap. It doesn't look like a cheap knockoff in Photoshop or anything. It looks like fire. That is phenomenal. There's shadows. There's great lighting effects. I think they did a really good job there.
Yeah, okay. I can certainly agree with that. So, overall, with your comparison of it being the price of a foot-long sandwich, I think I would rather have this game than a foot-long.
Definitely. This game, way over a foot long. This is a lot of fun, and I plan on, just playing this some more just to have fun with it, because It is a great game just to go around, kill some time, and murder some enemies.
Yep, it definitely is. So yeah, I would recommend it. It's a great way to kill time with some buddies and kill time killing some mobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see more of us play through it, feel free to comment below. Please make sure to like the video if you like what you saw, and if you got to this point, I imagine you probably did.
I hope so.
Yeah. So please remember to like us, subscribe, all that stuff that you've heard from 100 other people on YouTube. Just remember that it really does help let us know we're on the right track and we're providing what you want to see. So for Tomalek and Mordred here at Loda Gaming, wish all of y'all happy gaming and go check this game out.
Good fight, good night.